How's it going, folks? Welcome back. I'm going to show you how to buy a home in Dallas without breaking the bank. My name's Trevon. I work with Century 21 Mike Bowman, and this is Moving to Texas. The Dallas region remains ripe for relocation. The DFW area leads the nation in multifamily construction. With a friendly business environment and excellent community amenities, Dallas-Fort Worth continues to attract people and companies relocating to the area. The DFW market has always had the reputation as a business-friendly mixed with Southern hospitality. We do not have a state tax income, which is a huge draw, also depending on what your goals are. The centralized location of the DFW International Airport also makes it easier for corporations to call the area home and for individuals to have easy access to almost anywhere. And they're also doing a $2 billion expansion on the DFW airport, another expansion like 5 miles south of that as well. So much is coming to that area specifically. It's quite crazy. Leading the nation also in multifamily construction, they do say everything is bigger in Texas. Now, it's not far off. You can find a cute ranch, or you can also find a sprawling estate, really whatever your choice is, at a decent price compared to, where you might find it in other places or other larger cities. DFW also provides an excellent quality of life in a variety of communities, urban, suburban, or rural. We have excellent schools, some of the best in the state, colleges and universities locally and in other parts of the state. There really are just so many reasons why people are moving here. So how can you buy a home in Dallas without breaking the bank? I'm going to give you a few tips. Of course, as a real estate agent, I can't give you all the gems. Otherwise, there's no point of you talking to me or calling me, right? You could probably do this on your own to a degree. But yeah, we'll start off. Now, take this with a grain of salt. It's going to depend on the house you are looking for. You have to remember that, okay? Not every seller is going to want to go down as much, right? Some don't want to deal with negotiation. They want the number they want, and that is it. Okay, so I'm going to use the MLS. I'm not going to do numbers or really go through it too detailed, just because I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble with anything on someone else's listing. We're just going to focus on this little area south of Dallas. I just know that there's gentrification going on or changes. I think it's a positive thing, but you can look at it however you want to look at it. There's also a lot of changes going on in West Dallas here too. So first you find your location, okay? And do you want to live by your job? Do you want to live by the schools that your kids might go to in the future? Do you want to live in an area where you think it might grow and you may be able to sell in the future for a decent dollar 5 to 10 years from now, right? Somewhat of an investment property. Like, I wouldn't look at it as your primary home as an investment property, but I'm just saying there are ways to look at it from a bigger picture as far as what's coming to the area. Do I know of development that is coming close by? If so, that can help you kind of already get the idea of what's happening in the area in the future. Now, if you already live this close to Dallas, Texas, one of the most popular cities in the world, it's most likely going to do you a good thing rather than a bad thing. Now, we can talk about areas and locations in safety. That's not what we're in here for specifically. Let's say you lock in your area. I want to live this close to Dallas, right? So yeah, let's just say you've locked in your area. You want to live this close to Dallas. Okay. As you're looking at these homes where you can kind of see it, so it's like, you would zoom into, so this house, for instance, 555, and then like we can go in here. It might kind of be hard to tell, but looks like it was a new build. Let's just see what it looks like. Yeah, so there you go. New construction home, probably beautiful, right? But next to it in the same area, you're going to have homes that are, going through changes, right? This home's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, built in 1925, 900 square feet, So that's kind of the idea of gentrification, right? This home is, another 700 square foot home, This, what's being built here, see, this is the home that's in the neighborhood. I'm not going to show the address, but it's absolutely I mean, look at that. It looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But in the area, you know, it's changing. And I mean, you're this close to Dallas. You'd have to imagine that the whole entire neighborhood will be the same thing down the line, right? And just because that's the price doesn't mean it's what it will sell for. But you just have a large disparity in price points in some of these areas, and a lot of these are older homes. Yeah, and it's like just areas where you'll have, you know, older homes for sale, and then, you know, across the street you will have a new 2024 home for sale, and that's what's happening in these areas. Which, hey, I like it. Okay, I have no issues with it. Once you figure out if it has the attention, how much attention, traction do they have offers or not, that's when you want to do the numbers. Eventually you're gonna have to do the comparables. You can do them before you look or after. Whatever you want to do, you're gonna have to do them, right? Really, you'll need to just ask your agent, and your agent should do comparables on all homes that you're kind of looking for, or at least interested in. So once you've done that, figured out what they are selling for, this is when step number 4 comes in hand. Now, step 4, I do have to keep hidden. It is part of just the negotiation tactics. I'm sure there's plenty of other agents that use it. If you want more information, feel free to check the description. Give me a call. I don't want to make this clickbaity. I just don't want to give out all the gems, because then that kind of gives you a reason to never actually have to call me to ask questions. But number 4 is very key. It's about numbers. But based on the results of number 4, this is when you can really figure out your negotiation power, what you can work with. And this is key, because at the end of the day, it's all about a number for your sellers, and the goal is figuring out what that number is. Okay. Step 5, of course, there's multiple inner layers between these, but step 5 is going to be the submission of the offer. Again, I can't give you too many details, or, you know, that'll give away too much information, but look into getting your closing costs paid for, maybe obviously look into getting the purchase price lower. Any other thing that you're having trouble with on your end as the buyer, try to mitigate that in the negotiation. Therefore, it'll make the transition to close a lot easier if it's working for you, especially numbers wise. Keep that in mind, numbers wise. Okay. And this is all going to depend on the market, right? You're in some markets, you will not get the chance to do any of this. You're going to go to a home, they're going to have 3 offers on it, and it's going to be, do you want the home or not? And how bad do you want it, right? In some cases, if you only love that specific home, right? And it's already got that situation. So if it has all these offers on it, you really can't do this breakdown. And that's kind of why this market that we're in is so key right now. Not to put FOMO out there, just a lot of opportunity. Let's say that your offer is accepted. Now is when you have to get your inspections. You don't have to. You definitely should, though. I would 100% recommend you get an inspection to know what's going on inside the home. You want to know the bones, how they're doing, all the facts, as many facts as you can find out. Okay, so this is when you get that. You can have a little more negotiation power to a degree, but I would not count on this for your negotiation power, the inspection, right? It can be used depending on what comes up, but not all cases the seller has to agree or say yes. I mean, a seller never really has to say yes, to be honest. For example, I knew a buyer who was under contract on a home. This home was around 400. Absolutely beautiful home. It looked like it had good bones. The inspection went well. As far as inspections, they're never going to come back perfect, right? Even in a home that's 2024 build, they're never going to come back perfect. Idea is just to know what the issues are. Okay, so initially, this buyer was able to get $10,000 off the asking price and $15,000 in concessions. However, the buyer needed to use it as far as their closing costs. You can use it for whatever, buying down your rate, other things, and typically your lender will help you decide whichever is better for you. Now, during the inspection, wanted to get another type of inspection that was very costly, and at the same time, the inspection necessarily wasn't going to make or break the integrity of the home. It was more of a personal thing the buyer didn't want to deal with. Basically asked for another $15,000 in concessions. The seller said no, and the buyer was upset. at the situation that they had spent a lot in the inspections, and for these specific inspections, expecting to be able to show it, and the seller would still work with them and come down more. And in some cases, the seller just isn't going to bite, right? It depends on their number, how much attention they have, the agent that they're working with. Maybe they know, hey, look, we can get a better deal. So it all depends. And in that case, it was very unfortunate. So this is why I'm kind of saying you want to get those key negotiations done before you're under contract. This will mitigate a lot of the misunderstandings while you're still trying to negotiation during inspection. Now, of course, you go through inspection and there's certain things that are messed up. Certain companies will do the work and they can pay at closing. That's a different conversation. There's just many ways to get down to the bottom, but the idea is you want to know what you're doing before you're under contract, if you can. But yeah, overall, the main thing is to ask questions, right? You want to ask the right questions. What are the right questions? It's literally, if you don't know it, you ask it. You want an experienced agent, not just experienced in the field, but also can communicate to you however you communicate best. That way everybody's on the same page. You got to get a lender as well that's on the same page as you, and your agent should kind of help you with this depending on what the situation is. Try to get a local lender if you can, but whatever works for you in reality. But local lender is going to know more about that specific area, okay? Main thing is to be confident, ask questions, and go into it with some optimism, all right? And this is going to be how you can buy a home in Dallas without breaking the bank. My name's Trevon. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, check the description down below, and then I'll have my contact information. If you're feeling the vibe, subscribe. If you made it this far, though, I really appreciate you watching. You guys have a great Thanksgiving, and I will catch you guys next time. All right, later.